Hey there. Welcome to Product Marketing Wisdom. I'm your host, Nitin Karthik. As Director of Product Marketing, I know that to stay on top of our product marketing game, we need to seek out wisdom, not just from within the community, but more importantly, from outside our product marketing community, so that we avoid becoming an echo chamber with the same ideas again and again. That is why on this show, I bring you priceless nuggets of wisdom from some of the best minds out there. And today, my friends, we are joined by Roger Lanctot, who is Director of Automotive Connected Mobility at Tech Insights. With over 190,000 followers on LinkedIn, he is a thought leader if there ever was one. Welcome, Roger, and tell us, what is one important nugget of wisdom from your experience that you'd like to share with the product marketing community?
Thank you, Nitin. Happy to have a chat, a very brief one at that. So I think a brief takeaway for me would be to keep it real. There's a lot of big expectations and big promises that we talk about in the automotive industry, and I think marketers are fond of draping themselves in the cape of saving lives, and so that means if you're sort of opposed to their idea or skeptical, then you must want to kill people. And I think it's important to keep things real because we're talking about a lot of change. And so, whether it's micro mobility, does micro mobility make sense? Does it make sense for everybody? Does it make sense for you? Have you tried it? Car sharing, does that make sense? The advocates of car sharing were saying we're going to get rid of car ownership completely. And maybe that makes sense for some people. Maybe it makes no sense whatsoever. Especially in some urban settings where public transportation is perfectly adequate and widely available. Why would you want to get into a car to get around town? You're better off getting into a train, underground or a S-Bahn on the surface. But there is a technology that I think has confused a lot of safety advocates in the industry, CV to X or just V to X, vehicle to all things communications, vehicles communicating with infrastructure, vehicles communicating with other vehicles. And I think it's important to keep things real, as I say. So there is already a kind of vehicle to vehicle communication taking place with an application like Waze. But people don't think of it as V to V. They don't think of it as V to X communications. So when you tell that a story like vehicle to X communications, you have to talk about concrete use cases, whether it's a countdown to a green light or it's an alert to a vulnerable road user or an alert to a car that might be running a red light. You have to be concrete about what you're talking about. And the other challenge is the general consumer going to understand what you're talking about? And for a technology like V2X, I think the average consumer is not going to understand. So it may be that you have a technology that is a fantastic idea, but you've got to do a little more homework in explaining it to the consumer. So I would just say, keep it real.
Keep it real. Wow, Roger, very well said. There you have it, my friends. Armed with that knowledge, onward and upward.